covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Former Congressman George Santos was sentenced to the maximum term in prison today for his conviction on felony charges. And a massive haul of illegal pot from a traffic stop in Siskiyou County. But first, a first look at the man local police arrested for attempted kidnapping for trying to snatch a toddler from their mother's arms. New at noon, a troubling report of a stranger trying to abduct a 3-year-old in Chico. Now, this is the man arrested by Chico police, 36-year-old Juan Carlos Avila Gomez of Biggs. Police say around 7:45 last night, a woman answered her apartment door and Avila Gomez tried to grab her toddler. This happened on Rio Lindo Avenue. Officers say the woman did not know the suspect and was able to push him away, lock the door, and call for help. Police were there within a minute and arrested Avila Gomez for attempted kidnapping. Also, new at noon, CAL FIRE Butte County says that come May 1st, you will need a burn permit to burn yard waste on your property. This is for people living in unincorporated areas of the county. In the cities of Oroville and Paradise, burn permits are required year-round, and that is also the case for Gridley and Biggs. Burning is not allowed anytime in the city of Chico. Burn permits are also required in Tehama and Glenn counties starting May 1st. We have a link where you can get a burn permit on our website under News Links. A busy night and weekend for community events, but you might want to carry an umbrella. This is a live look from the Alert California Girard Ridge camera. Katie Frazier is in for court today with the first check of your Friday forecast.
Hey, good afternoon to you and happy Friday, folks. We're definitely looking forward to the weekend, although, as I've been talking about all morning long, it is expected to be a rainy one. Right now, we are still tracking some rain across Northern California. Let's take a little bit of a closer look. This is Lassen County, and you could see that Susanville is seeing rain, and this is mostly in the mountainous terrain, or at least getting a little bit higher. This is where we're mostly expected to keep rain throughout the day today. Also, Modoc County, with Alturas getting some rain as of right now as well. What can you expect as we head into the next couple of days? Well, today we're hoping that most of the rain stays in the mountains. That way you can have at least some fun for the start of the weekend. But tomorrow, all zones are going to get rain. Looks like probably every single one of us will see some. And we're even talking about snow above 6,000 feet. I'll talk about all these things in detail coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right. Thank you, Katie. The Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office arrested a man for transporting hundreds of pounds of illegal marijuana. Investigators say Robert Levin was transporting 428 pounds of pot he claimed was for a licensed business from the McDowell area to Santa Cruz. They say he also had $20,000 that belonged to the company he worked for, according to him, and he offered it to them for exchange of his release. Levin arrested for attempting to bribe an officer and transporting and possessing marijuana for sale. Redding police arrested a woman on charges of selling drugs at a motel on Bocelli Lane. Police say this is the evidence they found when they arrested 37-year-old Heather Anderson. Officers say she had 1 pound of meth in her purse, another pound in her car, along with a scale and $1,700 cash. Redding's neighborhood police unit said they busted a drug house on Mill Pond Lane off East Bonneview Road. They said there has been a long-term drug activity issue at that home, and they made several drug-related arrests. Former Congressman George Santos was sentenced today to more than 7 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to federal fraud charges. Santos admitted last August to engaging in a multi-pronged campaign finance scheme, stealing unemployment benefits during the COVID-19 pandemic, and lying on House financial disclosure forms. As part of an agreement with prosecutors, Santos pleaded guilty to a single count each of wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He also agreed to restitution and forfeiture totaling nearly $580,000. The judge handed down the maximum sentence.
First of all, I want to say that, listening to George Santos, he blamed everybody else but himself, his mother, his father, being bullied as a child. He's still lying. My reaction in sitting in the courtroom was, cry me a river. when he got that sentence. He has betrayed the public trust.
It is not yet clear when Santos has to report to begin serving his federal sentence. Accused murderer Luigi Mangione is in federal court today, set to be arraigned on federal charges, with one of the counts in the indictment making the 26-year-old Ivy grad eligible for the death penalty. Stephanie Gosk reports from New York City.
Luigi Mangione faces both state and federal charges in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Today, he is in court on the federal charges. He faces 4 counts, including murder with a firearm, as well as stalking. The prosecution in this case has filed its official intent that it's going to be seeking the death penalty, which really changes the nature of this trial for Luigi Mangione. His life is online now in the federal charges. He will be here expected to plead not guilty. The hearing should be over very quickly. It does add another level of difficulty for the prosecution in this case. Federal prosecutors will not only have to get a guilty verdict, unanimous guilty verdict from the jury, but an additional phase is added because they are seeking the death penalty. The jury will have to return a unanimous recommendation that he be put to death. That just makes seating this jury even harder for the prosecution. Back to you.
Stephanie Gosk reporting from New York. The Chico Area Recreation and Park District is dedicating a baseball field to the legendary Chico Peppers. The women's fast-pitch team won several national championships from the 1970s through the 1990s. Former players and local dignitaries will be on hand for tomorrow's ceremony. You see some of them here. We caught up with them at Hooker Oak Park about what the recognition means to them.
The museum event and this card event has been a wonderful reminder of some great times in our lives. We got to do something we really loved, and we got to do it in a town we really like and enjoy, and the community supported us. It's fabulous.
Chico Little League and other sports teams will also be there for the dedication. It is happening at 2 o'clock at Hooker Oak Park, and everyone is welcome. I remember watching the Peppers play growing up. Definitely inspiring. The proposed tax increase for people in the Willows Rural Fire Protection District has been approved. 64% of the submitted ballots were yes votes. The Proposition 218 special assessment rate increase will appear on property tax bills in August. The special assessment has not increased since 1992. The money will be used to upgrade equipment and maintain staffing. A $400,000 renovation of the Orland Pool is wrapping up. The work started the first week of March. The 400,000-gallon pool has been plastered and tiled to give it a much smoother surface.
Kids were swimming underneath the water and picking up literal chunks of paint and putting them on the side of the pool. There were times when we would be teaching swim lessons and we would actually be slipping on the pool paint because it was slick underneath of our feet. That happened multiple times. And so I think it mainly got to a point where I felt like it was no longer safe.
Now, these photos showed what that chipped paint looked like before the renovations. Crews finished their work yesterday. The Orland Pool will open on Monday, June 9th. Still ahead today, a guest joins us with details of a benefit gala to support a local pet rescue and sanctuary. We'll be right back.